Today is September 10th, about 9:30 in the morning, and I thought I would do a narrated video of some of my borders and plantings. This is a border that's a mixed border. It has a lot of bedding, but there are some perennials in there. There's some conifers and a lot of cannas and elephant ears and coleus tropical bedding. In the foreground, there's a ornamental pepper called Medusa, and then the yellow marigolds are a variety called Janie Yellow that comes from Park Seed. There's some rudbeckia in there, and a Turk's cap. Get a close-up of that Turk's cap, which is Malvacissus. It's a hibiscus relative, but the flowers don't open, they stay furled, and it's kind of a neat looking plant. Here's a mosaic of coleus in various colors surrounding an elephant ear, and that's Canna, Wyoming, with a gold thuya, and then that's of course the emerald thuya called Smaragd. We'll go down that path in a minute. These are giant cosmos. They're the wild type. They get really big and they bloom late and they self-seed, so I usually just let them come up here and there and pull them out where I don't want them. There's a nice little Chamaecyparis miniature conifer surrounded by coleus and marigolds. That red coleus is one named white yoakum, and it's planted in the ground and in a pot, and then another pot has a standard. That rust-colored coleus in the middle is called Inferno. This is a new one. This is a random seedling I selected this past year. That's Campfire, the other rust-colored one. That's the native persimmon tree. Then more coleus. And the planter in the middle is a tropical agave. It's a Agave desmediata, and it's a variety called Joe Hoke. It's really pretty, but it won't overwinter. And then that's a purple Tradescantia, I think Tradescantia pallida. More coleus. That's one of the main street coleus called Lombard Street. And then there's Copperhead, and then another little Copperhead sport in the front. There's a trio of Alocasia Dark Star. That's a new one on the market. I just got that from Plant Delights. And then there's the Bengal Tiger Canna. On the right, there's another, that elephant ear is a Colocasia. That's Jack's Giant. And then in the middle is a hardy agave. It's one of the Emerald Giant strains, also from Plant Delights. And it's planted in a mass of coleus. I wanted to highlight a couple of these coleus. This is a miniature one. It's really cute. It's called Lovebird. And this one is not quite a miniature, but it is a small one. And it's slow growing, but it can achieve some size with age. That's one called Little Miss Sunshine. That's Salsa Verde. That's Serrano. This is a new coleus called whatchamacallit. And then this is Crazy Love with its various sports. These Dark Star Alocasias have just really grown really quickly. I'm really pleased with them. And this side also has cannas and some conifers. That is a tovira from New Zealand, and it will start having red flower spikes late in the season and into, all the way to frost. There's a giant planter there with another elephant ear. That's a xanthosoma called chartreuse giant. And the canna it's planted with is Wyoming. Here's the canna, very pretty striped leaf one. It's called phasin, sometimes goes by the name of Tropicana. There's a gold Chamaecyparis. That's Chamaecyparis obtusa nana lutea. And I planted some gold and green coleus around it to accent the colors in the Chamaecyparis. This is a really good black elephant ear. That's colocasia black coral, and it's in a planter. And then behind it is a mass of coffee cups, another colocasia. And we'll go down that path in a minute. First, let's get a shot of some of the bananas. That canna is orange punch. The white canna is ermine, and the gold canna there is Panama. That's a clump of Alocasia odora. And there's the Abyssinian banana, Inset Morellii, with the burgundy stems and red accents in the leaves. This is more colocasias. Well, there are some, but there's alocasias there. And then that's, of course, Colocasia illustris, the dark lead one. And this is one called Elaine, really pretty. I really like this Elaine. And then there's a trio of Musa Morellii. It's Inset Morellii. And then there's a really big, tall Musa balbisiana, which I got from Plant Delights. And it's just exploded in height. I've never seen a banana grow that fast. The bed on the left has some of the Alocasia portadora, and the gold in front of it is a Duranta gold form, and then a massive coleus with some caladium. There's a wild type Galra from Dolphin Island, the light airy thing with long thin stems. Then there's a row of planters with various coleus. And this is a giant specimen of portadora again. And then behind it is, one of its parents, Alocasia odora. And again, there's that mass of coffee cups with a mosaic of coleus surrounding them. I like the illusion of a bunch of elephant ears kind of swimming in a sea of coleus. So the arrowhead-shaped Alocasia is one from the Philippines called Sarian. And then here's some planters again, a little closer. couple of standards. This one made a really nice standard. This is a Cuphea that came from Pam Baggett's nursery many years ago. This Cuphea, I think she called it Fire Spark. There in the back is Mariposa, a coleus. There's some more planters here with various color schemes. That's a really nice miscanthus. It's from Taiwan and it's an evergreen miscanthus, and it's really nice because it blooms much longer than most of the other miscanthus. It's Miscanthus transmoriensis. It blooms for months, and so it has a lot of interest, not just in the fall. That pinkish red canna is a new one called Savannah, and there's a tropical hibiscus next to it. And then we do have another bed of coleus and elephant ears and canna. That giant canna is one called Red Stripe. That's Alocasia odora again. And then another clump of Xanthosoma chartreuse giant, and a dark-leaved canna called Red Futurity. That's a new one I got this year. There's an agave emerald giant. And then there's a group of different shades of lantana, which is really attractive to the butterflies. I really enjoyed the butterflies this year. And then I think we'll end with a really good find this year. This also came from Plant Delights. It's a heat-tolerant fuchsia. And normally fuchsias don't do well in North Carolina, but this one has done really, really well. I'm very pleased with it.